Marx Card's bankruptcy PSA case has been closed? What? Hello to all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends. I hope that you are all doing well. It's another day. We are back again. We had some news this morning, but first, please hit that subscribe button, the likes, the notifications. If you do like what you hear, we're coming out with just about daily sports card collectibles content, and we will continue on. So please hit all the buttons below and let's go. Oh, and also connect with me on IG at SportsCardDad and Twitter, the SportsCardDad. All right, guys, quick video today. Received notice here. I was just trolling through Twitter, and Paul Lesko, he is an attorney that follows a lot of card-related, collectibles-related cases. He is an attorney, which is great because he can actually offer meaningful insights, not just pure speculation on stuff. He actually knows what he's talking about, and he actually just put in, and I had missed this, and maybe this is brand new news, but he said that the Marx Cards PSA case has been closed. It looks like there was a filing to close that case, a motion, a filing, whatever. I'll post a picture of the tweet. Also follow Paul at Paul_Lesko on Twitter. Just great because he really breaks down a lot of these cases and provides insights that a lot of folks just aren't able to really provide. If you're new to this, essentially what this was is a group subber, Marx Cards, for PSA had taken in a ton of orders, being that they are close to the PSA location, and essentially sent the cards in. But the way that PSA had structured their billing, and now this has been changed, is that you pay when you get your cards back. So essentially, Marx Cards took in a ton of cards and a ton of payments, and instead of that money going into escrow, or maybe it did go in escrow, but it made it out of escrow. Let's just say that. And then once the cards were ready, Marx Cards could not pay for it, so they filed for bankruptcy, and they've been going through kind of this turmoil ever since. And it's been a thing. We've been talking about it on the channel and other channels as well, and in the news. What's been a little bit confusing about this case is we saw basically a motion or something from the judge stating that the cards were not to be sent back. It wasn't really for sure whose property it was, whether it was considered PSA's property, was it Marx Cards property, was it the owner of the cards property that sent them in? And that was kind of up in arms a little bit. There was some turmoil over what that was, and the judge, basically from what I took from a lot of the feedback, is that the judge just didn't want to necessarily make a call on it yet. So they kind of just put a hold on these cards. And now, kind of out of the blue, now we've got this news from Paul that maybe the bankruptcy case has been closed. I've been trying to Google what does that mean when a bankruptcy case is closed, and it would seem to be that they have sorted out, who the cards belong to and what's going to happen and all of that stuff, because you can't close the case. From my understanding, there's finality to it. A closed case is a closed case, and so they must have figured it out on the back end. And so I'm curious to see kind of where Paul takes this. And he'll be the one to really kind of provide, I think, more insights on this soon. But, it's definitely a weird case. I thought this was going to be a drawn out thing. And I think a lot of people thought that, these cards were going to be in limbo for a while. For a good long while, potentially. And now it could very well be that all the people that have these cards that are stuck, as many as 50,000 cards, Paul references here, could be going back to their owners in short order. So we'll have to see what happens there. But that would be really great news if it just got all kind of sorted out. PSA has got to figure out what a job that must have been to figure out where all these cards are. Think about all the cards that are at the PSA facility in the backlog. We're talking millions of cards. And you got to pick out 50,000 of them that are in your day. I mean, just the man hours and the work that's probably gone into this is got to be insane. So I'm sure that the whole group subbing thing for PSA, other companies as well, is going to be looked at just to make sure that everything is up and up with a lot of these group subbers. There's a lot of amazing group subbers, whether it be with PSA or other grading companies. This is something that I don't think was widespread. I do think that there's bad apples within anything. Bad decisions are made, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's some sort of a, group submissions is a bad thing. I don't think that at all. I think there's a lot of groups that do a really, really good job. But this case case was important because it was trying to figure out who owns cards. Once it leaves the card owner's hands, goes to a group subber, does that group subber then own those cards according to a court? And then it goes to PSA, then does PSA own those cards? There's a lot of precedent and a lot of kind of, nervousness around that. If you're someone that owns cards, and a lot of times these are expensive cards, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about a $100 card or a $100,000 card. Well, a $100 card could be an expensive card to a person. So this is a very, very important case to just kind of establish who owns what and how it's going to be finalized. I'm very intrigued to see how this case ends up, how they're going to nail it down. And guys, let me know your thoughts. Are you somebody that has cards that are stuck here? Have you got more news on this? Hopefully this is good news for you, but we will have to see. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.